Question 3 from Mr. Stump. Do you think that the federal government, oh, I'm sorry, this is from Brandon Hawks, our Vice President of Young Americans for Liberty. He's a junior studying political science. Do you think that the federal government should give parents a choice when it comes to picking a school for their child? And would you support a nationwide voucher program?
Yes, I do. That's a real good point. I think that if you take a look at our education system, although they're doing some things right, something isn't happening. And I'll give you an example. You look over in Haywood County, where you've got over 600 families out of a county of 50,000 that are homeschooling. There's a disconnect there somewhere. Something is going on, or something is not happening. They're not getting the level of education. They're not really learning. You know, I hear a lot of teachers when I talk to a lot of teachers throughout the week, and so they're always talking about teaching to the test. I think the emphasis is wrong. I think it's supposed to be about learning, and somehow we've stepped away from that. Yes, I would support a voucher program. I think it makes an awful lot of sense. And I think that in certain areas, you look at some of the larger cities that have the magnet schools, and some of these things are working extremely well. And yes, I would support that. I think it's great. It's been said before, the youth, that is our future. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm up here because of the future. It isn't about us guys. We'll be dead and gone, and you all will still be here, and your kids. It's to leave that lasting legacy, and it starts with our education system and our youth.
Thank you. Mr. West?
Well, I'm not an authority on this. My wife tends to be a little bit more authority on, she's a school teacher. I would say that yes, you've got to sit up here and create a voucher program, and I think it should be a national one. But the reason that I would look at doing it more than anything else is for competition. There's one thing I've understood about competition all my life, is when you have people competing, it makes the people that aren't doing so well better. We've got some great schools here in North Carolina where we are. Hayesville has been in the top 10 for the last, I guess, 10 years. They're probably in the top 5. I think we need to look at some of the schools that are doing very, very well where the homeschooling is not as high as what you're talking about in Haywood County. And if the voucher system gets them better, then that's what we need to do, because competition spurs great things out of average people, and that's what we need to make sure we do.
Dr. Eichenbaum?
One of the ways that we can cut the federal budget is to privatize areas of the federal government, programs and departments that are very inefficient. Education is obviously one of those departments that should be privatized. The federal government and state government and local government spends twice as much money per child in public school as do private schools. And that is because you can fire teachers who aren't good in a private school. You don't have to keep them on, and a variety of other reasons. So I think that if we privatize the education system, we will get better education from better teachers, and our students will be better prepared. And so if that takes a voucher program, then that's what it has to be. I think that children need to get the very best education they possibly can, and government schools, as far as I am concerned, are definitely not the answer.
Thank you.
I would not be in favor of a federal voucher system. The federal government needs to get out of education. I'm in favor of disbanding the Department of Education. That's the key. Vouchers, and I think they have merit, but I think you have to address this on a state level. In North Carolina, teachers are paid through the state. The state gives money for capital improvements to the local school boards, and I know this. I've been on the school board, but the federal government really should not get involved. This is an area where the federal government should not get involved.
Thank you.